This video is sponsored by Fan Dominion. Celebrate your fandom with incredible merch from your favorite movies, shows, and games. Whether you're a fan of Spider-Man, Star Wars, or Demon Slayer, they've got you covered. With free worldwide shipping and discounts of up to 60% off. Click the link in the description and use my code Sadot for 10% off your next order. Hello, salutations. What it do is Stop the Gamer, all father the Durag gang. You know the vibes, like a subscribe, let's get it. And today we got another Marvel's Avengers news video for you. Got a couple things to talk about. Brand new Iron Man skin just dropped. I know, another freaking Iron Man skin. We'll definitely get into that part as well. Square Enix also dunked on Marvel's Avengers. And of course, the paid consumables have finally been addressed. We're going to talk about that for those that missed my stream. Make sure you smash that like button. It is free and helps me out a ton. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. As of the time of recording this, we're about 70 subscribers away from 7,000. If you can help me get there, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So as you can see, another Iron Man skin just dropped. I was expecting a skin reveal today. I assumed it was going to be an MCU one, but once again, they whip out a more, shall we say, unique skin. We had the Cap Dog skin before, and now we got the artificial genius outfit inspired by AI Tony from the comics when Tony Stark created an essence of himself. AI Tony first appeared in infamous Iron Man #1, October 2016, but you can get the artificial genius outfit in the marketplace on November 4th. That is, of course, tomorrow. For those that don't know, marketplace reset is every Thursday. So 1 p.m. Eastern is when all the new items will be added to marketplace. So if you want this, you'll be able to pick it up. I'm assuming it is once again going to be exotic, like the Cap Dog skin. So 1,400 credits, about 15 bucks in order to pick the skin up. As you see, it is in fact AI Tony. People have been asking for an Iron Man skin without the helmet. And I mean, technically no helmet, but you know, he's got the very much hologram head as well as the rusted over suit. I can definitely appreciate how they've been getting a little more creative with these skins, especially directly drawing from comic books and making it known that this is directly coming from a specific issue and doing their best to be pretty accurate. But again, Tony Stark gets another skin. Is becoming a meme at this point. Pretty much all the skins lately have been Iron Man or Captain America. As a Thor man, it has definitely been annoying to see all this attention paid to Captain America. How even Black Widow and Thor gets one good MCU skin and he gets stuff like the poop colored skin, you know, just a lot of neglect for all the other characters. Mainly, it seems they just only want to give skins for Iron Man. But if you're into this, go for it. It's not bad at all. I'm probably not picking this one up. I have to see what it looks like in the actual game, but I don't play them all the time and I like the skins that I have. I prefer the in-game skin as well. I think that's his best skin. I didn't enjoy the recent Iron Man skin that just dropped, the Mark V. It's also bugged. If you didn't see, when you do certain takedowns, he grows wings. It's pretty weird. So I have no idea what bugs are going to come with this one, but I have to actually see it at the very least what it looks like in game, because the Captain America wolf skin looked pretty decent in the promo art, but in the actual game, not that great. This time around, instead of doing, you know, a super edited picture to promote the skin, they just took a screenshot using photo mode in the actual game. You see Iron Man is doing one of his emotes. So that gives you a sense of what it's actually going to be like when you buy it in the game. If that's the case, doesn't look bad at all, you know, comes down to personal taste. Now, for those that missed it, Marvel's Avengers has indeed addressed paid consumables. The whole controversy took place around 27 days ago. The fragment extractors and the Heroes Catalyst that they previously were told would not be sold were in fact being sold in the marketplace. This, of course, directly contradicted a promise that Marvel's Avengers made beforehand and caused a lot of people to be very angry. A bunch of people uninstalled the game. Other people said they weren't going to be spending any more money in the marketplace. It was a PR disaster, and the strategy Marvel's Avengers went with was to pretty much just ignore it and act like nothing's happening, which was very confusing to a lot of people. And then I heard that maybe they were just waiting until after Guardians of the Galaxy was rolling out or whatever. And then sure enough, the week after Guardians drops, we finally get this statement, which reads as follows. We apologize for not responding sooner to your concerns about the addition of paid consumables in the marketplace. We introduced them as an option for an evolving player base and did not see them as pay to win since they don't offer power directly. This is of course 100% cap. Total BS. The problem that people had is not that it was pay to win. The problem is that they directly said that the only thing they would sell in the marketplace would be cosmetic items only. Resource boosters, XP boosters clearly are not cosmetic items. That directly goes against what they promised before launch. In addition, they led people, including content creators, when asked directly, to believe that once these Heroes Catalysts were introduced, they would not be sold. And of course, they made those content creators look bad by going back on their word and not only selling the consumables, but not even offering an explanation when they initially put them out. The only statement we got was a post on Reddit where they kind of just threw the community under a bus and made it sound like everyone was just being toxic and none of this was their fault. And now we finally got a proper statement. I didn't get on them too bad about this part because I understand their PR team wrote this up. They wanted to apologize, but they didn't want to fully admit wrongdoing and they wanted to, kind of save face. I can look past that because ultimately they ended up doing the right thing. So I can give them a pass on that, but just note that top part is complete cap. After considering your feedback, we have decided that by the end of today, we will remove Heroes Catalyst and Fragment Extractors for purchase. They will continue to be earnable rewards and those already owned are still usable. We hope that this can be the first step in rebuilding your confidence in us as a team. It continues to be our goal to make the very best game possible. Thank you for being part of the Marvel's Avengers community. So again, credit where credit is due. I mean, it took them 26 days, but they issued a statement. They did in fact apologize. Obviously they did their best to save face, but they apologized and they removed the consumables from the marketplace. I personally did not expect this. I expected them to make a statement apologizing, but ultimately justifying why they were going to continue to sell these. So my guess is that the consumables weren't really a big revenue generator for them, and the amount of money they were bringing in was not worth all the negative PR and the players bailing on the game and not spending money or whatever. This is a business. That's how these calculations are made. They obviously did not come to this decision based on the kindness of their hearts. The same people that told the devs to put these paid consumables in the marketplace are the same people that ultimately decided to pull them. And both of those decisions were motivated by money. So make no mistake about that. This was a business decision. It was all about risk versus reward. They figured it would be better long-term to just get rid of this and apologize and save face rather than just stand their ground and continue eating the negative press. Good for them for ultimately doing the right thing. And then we had this pop up on Reddit. I saw this last night. Square Enix, this is from Square Enix's 2021 annual report. And there was a blurb about Marvel's Avengers in there that had some players a little concerned about the future of the game. I would also note that Marvel's Avengers was an ambitious title for us that we took on the games as a service model. We overcame a variety of unexpected difficulties in the final phase of the game's development, including needing to transition to work from home due to the pandemic. We were able to surmount these challenges and release the game, but it has unfortunately not proven as successful as we would have liked. Nonetheless, taking on the games as a service model highlighted issues that we are likely to face in future game development efforts, such as the need to select game designs that mesh with the unique attributes and tastes of our studios and development teams. While the new challenge that we tackled with this title produced a disappointing outcome, we are certain that the games as a service approach will grow in importance as gaming becomes more service oriented. How we go about creating new experiences by incorporating this trend into our game design is a key question that we will need to answer going forward. Please note that this is about the fiscal year that ended on March 31st, 2021. So definitely a couple of things here that were very interesting. Very clearly, Square Enix basically admitted in that bottom section issues that they are likely to face in future development efforts, such as the need to select game designs that mesh with the unique attributes and tastes of our studios and development teams. That's basically Square Enix saying that Crystal Dynamics was the wrong company to put in charge of making this Marvel's Avengers game as a live service title, and that they should have picked someone else to do it. There's really no other way to interpret that. They're basically just saying there that, yeah, we messed up. Crystal Dynamics was the wrong company for the job, which is very obvious to anyone that's been following the game. But still kind of whack for Square Enix to kind of just throw them under the bus like that while making an annual report about the game. The other thing I should note is that this is for the fiscal year that ended on March 31st, 2021. So this would be the month that Hawkeye came out. If you're really interested in how Square Enix feels about the game, you're going to want to see the next fiscal report, because they recently said that they were pleased with War for Wakanda and how many players that brought in. In addition, once the next fiscal report comes out, we will have already had Spider-Man in the raid. So I think that is going to be a better indication of where Marvel's Avengers stands as a game, because that will have basically rounded up all of the content that we were supposed to get, except for obviously Cloning Labs and Patrol Mode. But the main things, you know, the 2 Archers, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and a raid all will have come out, so we'll have a better idea of how the game did. As Paul Tassi actually noted, they made Marvel's Avengers sound like a total failure, when in fact it did do pretty well. As you see, he lists off some accomplishments: landed a big PlayStation deal, got checks from both Sony and Microsoft to be on PS Now and Game Pass, and is the only non-sequel, non-remake in the NPD sales top 10 for the year. Like, what is the goal here? This is a pattern. I remember this with the Tomb Raider series. Outriders performance, it's like Final Fantasy or nothing. Waiting to have them be like, sadly Guardians of the Galaxy did not get the 95 Metascore you were hoping for. So yeah, this has been a trend with Square Enix. Basically, they kind of dump on their non-Final Fantasy games. If they do have negative things to say about Guardians of the Galaxy, this will definitely bring that point home, because Guardians of the Galaxy, from what I can tell, is a success in every sense of the word. Now, to be fair, Outriders, even though it did sell very well, had a ton of problems at launch. The game was literally unplayable. They lost a ton of players, but it did sell well on the strength of the very strong demo and the marketing efforts. Also, Marvel's Avengers, even though it did sell well, just pure sales are not a great indicator for a games as a service, because games that use that model determine their success not on the amount of sales they generate, but the amount of microtransactions that they generate. So because of the type of model it is, they rely on continuously producing content. It is very expensive, so they need to constantly be generating revenue from, in this case, Marvel's Avengers, the marketplace. Usually other games as a service sell, in addition to cosmetic items, DLCs, expansions, that sort of thing. Whereas Marvel's Avengers was just relying on the marketplace while offering new characters and DLCs for free, which I thought at the time they announced it was a bit too ambitious, and really still think that they should ultimately, at the very least, sell characters, because it's really not sustainable to have a games as a service model where you're only selling items in the marketplace, especially since the marketplace in Marvel's Avengers is not optimized like other games in the genre. So I think it makes sense that if they need extra revenue, they just sell characters, because obviously they wouldn't have done paid consumables if the game was doing amazing financially. So I think selling characters going forward would be a way for them to generate more revenue. Or they could, improve on their challenge card model and make it a more traditional battle pass system. They can add an emote wheel so that they can incentivize people to actually buy emotes, because now no one buys emotes, since there's really no point if there's no emote wheel and you have to go through all of your emotes one by one through the main menu. They could also add more popular and requested comic accurate skins. There are a lot of things they could do to generate more revenue that aren't, scummy mobile game tactics. So hopefully they take advantage of those rather than risk another PR disaster by trying to get one over on the players. But that's all for today. Tomorrow should be a much bigger news day. They promised that we're going to get an update on the upcoming content starting early November, which it is currently now. And news usually comes out starting on Thursday, where they have the blog. So I'm expecting some kind of update about the Claw raid as well as Spider-Man. And it sounds like we also might be getting the dev streams back on Friday. So there might be even more information there. We'll have to see. I'll be streaming my usual time, Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So definitely come hang out, and I'll cover all the news as it happens. Thank you once again. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.